Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another episode. You are now tuned in to the Truth Carpet with your best friend duo, the ones you love to listen to every other week, because that's how many times we come up with an episode. It is I, your girl, Simone Loud, and as always, I am with my bestie.
Yaskis, also known as Unique Love. Hey y'all, so good to be back on camera with my bestie.
Period. Yes. Love Loud LLC is in your ears. What's going on? What's popping? We hope y'all are doing well because we are doing well, okay? We all
Yes,
be well together. That's what's happening right now. I hope you're
wellness
putting a
is
smile
great.
on your face. It's so good to see your
It's so good to see you too. I miss you
face.
so much.
I know I've missed you too. I've missed your face. And now I really can't see your face.
Because my phone picked up that I was doing a heart gesture and it said, "Do you want to add the gesture?" I'm like, "What is this?" Okay, update. Okay, sorry y'all.
That was
Technical
the
difficulty.
timing though. I'm talking about I miss your face and then it goes black.
For
Oh my gosh. Anywho, y'all, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. Still going strong. Season 6, episode 5. We are here. We are here. Girl, how you doing? Let's update the people. You know we gotta give it to them. What's going
Oh
on?
my God, it's been so many things that's going on. So first of all, I say this person's name almost every episode. Shout out to Dr. Ron Love because I've been listening to his podcast, Unpacked and Detangled. He has these short snippet podcast episodes where it feels like I'm listening to the Calm app, but with a black doctor. And it seems like it's not on purpose because I don't know what his episodes are or when they're gonna drop or anything. But the timing of them all, it helps me to get through the day or whatever things are happening in my ear. Or the other day he had one where he was like, tighten your jaw, sit in it, loosen your jaw, put your shoulders to your ear, and drop your shoulders and like basically like to relieve the tension. So if you're listening, if I know you're listening, keep doing that because I really enjoy those episodes. Um, Life has been sitting still for a while because I've been waiting to transition into my new role for work, my new job, and thus far, as of date, recording date, it's only been a week. But by the time you all are listening, probably 2 or 3 weeks that I've been working in this position and I love it thus far. I was very nervous because the atmosphere that I came from, it was hard to leave because we work like a family. We're so close. We're so helpful. It's so nice to like walk out of my office and into somebody else's and like, hey, can I help? Can you help me with this? Or I'm confused. Or my life is my life is bothersome right now. It's not work related. Let's talk about this and get it off. Like some of us been together for the whole tenure that I've been there, and some within the last year or so. But that network that we built, that family system that we had at work, it was scary, honestly, to leave that. But thus far, at my new position, my new workplace, everyone seems nice, seem helpful. It's very small, maybe like 10 or 11 players on a team, and I'm really excited about it. This is a new thing. I'm used to preventive work, going into families' homes or their community and helping them, basically the child being my client and helping their families and everything like that. But now it's going to be some families, and a lot of adult patients that are
Mm.
not in I've worked in the jail before too, so that are not incarcerated or things like that. So this is a big switch up for me. More like clients that's diagnosed with things and just working with that and working with a whole team, nurse practitioners, a psychiatrist, all those different things that I usually have to resource out. And now it's all encompassed in one team. So I'm really, really excited. And I told my dad that it feels like I'm a kid going to school because my old job, I was driving to work with my purses and my lunch bag and everything that I wanted to throw into the car. Now I go to the training station with my backpack, catch the train and the subway to work, and it's exciting now. Spring's very beautiful outside. I'm getting my steps in. I found my Apple Watch. Back, back,
Yes.
back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm
Period.
back. So I'm just so excited about that. And yeah, spending time with my nephews and making juices and my own milk. Oh my God. I love this time of year. Brightness and happiness and joy. And speaking of joy, how are you doing, Molly, with your hair out? Your afro joy is with
Yes,
us on the
Joy
podcast.
is Joy is out. She's popping. She's doing her thing. She's fluffy. She's like, girl, don't cut me yet. I'm like,
Please don't.
you inching close to it, honey, because this twist out hurt my arms. Okay, let me tell you that right now. Before I jump in, I do want to say I really do love this energy for you. Like I can see it on you, girl. You look like spring, just blossoming, blossoming,
Yes.
blossoming,
And
just
I've been in
just
the gym.
radiating. Yes, and been in the gym. Doing what you got to do for you. It looks good, honey. It looks good.
Thank
Yes.
you, bestie.
And starting this new journey with your new job and things that you're going to be doing with your life. It's just us. It's just such a beautiful thing. And I could like see the happiness on you. I love that.
Thank you.
Now, for me, aside from, me letting Joy out so she can breathe and have a little fun, because sometimes she just be doing what she want to do and I be having to put her away. I recently came back from Uganda and it was one of the best trips I've ever been on. So the reason why I went to Uganda, because Alex was saying, what make you want to go to Uganda? Why are you going to Uganda? That's so random. Through my university, I received an email looking for teachers to actually go to Uganda and teach, but to teach teachers like workshops because they're like transitioning from the way that they normally teach and just teaching them different things to help them better manage their classrooms, and help them become better teachers. So I signed up back in, I think it was September, just saying that I could help around like things that have to do with like creative writing and storytelling and things like that. And I was added to the team. And when I went down there, I wasn't sure what to expect. And also too, it was like I was like, I don't even know where to start when I talk about this experience because so many things happened. And I was like, dang, I know I'm gonna have to talk about this on the podcast. Where would I even begin? What do I like? What direction am I gonna go in with this? But I wasn't sure what to expect when I got there. But as rural as it may be, Uganda is so beautiful. Like that was like the main thing for me, just being able to just be in the beauty of Uganda, the spirit, the culture, the people, the joy. I really love being there and just being embraced by them. Their welcome truly makes you feel like you are welcome. You are a part of that community. Like that, I really, really love the way that they just bring people in. The joy that they have, it literally feels like a hug. And that meant a lot to me, just being able to be there and it feel like home and never having been there before. Like that's the type of energy I've never felt going to another country. I was like, wow, like this is amazing. Um, and then just being there, I kept having these moments where I'm like, I'm really here in another country to teach as someone who never even saw themselves being a teacher. And I'm here training other teachers. And then aside from that, I also had an opportunity to teach a film class to students at the secondary school. So they call it secondary school, but it's really just the high school students. And I had so much fun doing that. Mind you, it wasn't something that was initially planned. I was just there to train teachers and do workshops. I did one on problem based learning and I taught teachers where they could include student engagement and collaboration within their lesson plans. And speaking to one of the principals and finding out what I teach, he was like, "Oh, you have to teach that to our students as well." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Okay, I can pull something out of my head. I can do a little something, something." Mind you, I didn't have any cameras or anything, so I just did like an introductory of what film is, what you can do with it. I talked about collaboration with the kids and the different roles that they can have with the little acting workshop, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate being given the opportunity to do something that they don't usually do. They don't usually have workshops for the children. It's usually just for the teachers. So being able to incorporate that and bring something new in and be able to teach them as well was an amazing experience for me. Like the appreciation that they have for education is astounding to me. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, yes, I love my kids. I love teaching, but the way that they really instill into their students and how the students really embrace their education, I was so amazed. I had the opportunity to go in and help co-teach a second grade math class. I had the opportunity to go in and watch an entrepreneurship class. And even then, from that entrepreneurship class, one of the students used my lesson of film as an example in the entrepreneurship class of like specialization by process and how it takes a team to get things done. And I was like, oh my gosh, you were listening to my lesson. It was it was such an amazing experience that I had there. And I'm honestly looking forward to going back there and being able to do more and just being able to listen to the stories and going and seeing like some of the homes and it's I feel like my words are not doing my experience justice, and neither can my pictures of the videos that I took while I was there. It was just an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life.
That's
It was so
beautiful.
beautiful.
I
It
think
was
you
so
should
beautiful.
I think you should do a video montage on like a YouTube or something and put it all together to expound upon how you feel. Because I'm like, you really have a lot to share, and I can tell that you're excited. I was happy that you were sharing the pictures with me of the children and you teaching with your little skirt. Well, not little, but with your skirts, and then the little girl that looked like a Cabbage Patch doll that's attached to you, and the video of the Nile. And my favorite one was a picture of the donkeys because I never saw donkeys in my whole life. So that was uh that was really a beautiful story that you shared, and it made me think of trips that I've taken too. So I've had experiences like that that's breathtaking and you can't explain it, but I think it will be good for you to share that if you get a chance on YouTube because um a lot of people think they don't get a chance to leave their states or their cities. But a
Hmm.
lot of times people when they think of traveling, they want to go to the European countries or they want to go to um like a Caribbean island, but there's more beauty outside of the commercials. I don't know if they still show them today, but in the 90s we used to always see the rough parts or what they
Yeah.
want us to think about Africa. And there's beauty that exists, so I think you should share that.
Yes, absolutely. I
But
most
you look
definitely
happy
will.
too.
I am happy. I am very happy. And honestly, that experience coming back, I was like, I feel like a better teacher. I feel like a better person. I was like, now I step into my classroom feeling like, I don't know, just a different type of energy that I have and what I put into my lessons and what I put into my students. I'm just like, I don't know. It really, what I can honestly say without it being cliche that it was a life changing experience. I can
That's
honestly
awesome.
say that wholeheartedly. Life changing experience. And I also think one of the dope parts about it that I was able to meet other Black women in a doctoral program working on their degree. I was like, wait a minute, Black women down here doing what needs to be done in education. I was
Hmm.
like, that is dope. That is dope. And we need to find a way to get more Black educators down there. That it was so much. It's just so much.
Black
So much to
greatness.
give. Yes, 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 absolutely. So that was just my little tidbit from my trip. I look forward to going back and also doing more traveling and teaching. Like I said, I never saw myself teaching, but the fact that I'm actually in it, I was like, alignment is everything. And where you end up in
Hmm.
life, you actually look back and be like, well, this makes sense as to why I'm here. So like I'm really excited on the journey where
Well,
life
they
is taking
say,
me.
sorry to cut you off, but they say that when you try to write your own story or something like that, when you try to make your own plan, God laughs at it. So this is where you were meant to be
Mm-hmm.
at this time in
And
life. So
right.
everything is coming together and it's making sense to you, and now you're understanding your life
Yes,
positions
absolutely. And,
all
and it feels
2025.
good to feel that.
Well, thanks for sharing with the people.
Yes, yes. Anything else you want to add before we move on, baby? Because you know I gotta run it down for the people. Look at you thinking.
Yeah, I said I work out, right?
You
Yeah, I'm working on myself. I'm working on myself. That's all. Nothing else to
Yeah, I
share.
gotta. Hey, I'm trying to be like you. I need to get back in the gym. But I say, hey, as long as in the meantime, as long as I keep walking, everything will fall into place.
But you know what helped? This freaking watch. Like I feel like I'm not really working out if I don't have my watch. I love seeing how many calories I burn. I love seeing that you or Nadia or Ronald or Tay or whoever went to the gym. It's like, dang, well, they went to the gym. I want to go to the gym too. And then like getting certain text messages and stuff like, I went to the gym today. I'm like, I don't want to be all fluffy. Like I want to
Fluffy.
feel good about myself. Yeah, I want to feel good. Like whatever size. is meant for me to be. Like I'm like, dang, this is the most I've ever weighed in my life. But if that weight goes along with how I like feel confident in my body, that's where I want to be. So, and it also feels good. Like getting dressed to go to the gym, I'll be like, oh my God, I don't want to go.
But
And
once
then
you there,
once I'm there, I'm like, dang, it's time to go to work already. Oh God, I gotta leave. I'll be so happy when I'm there. And sore the next day, but it's worth it. So yeah.
absolutely. Yes. I love that you can do that before work now. Come on. Come on, routine.
Some days, yeah. And right now, since I'm just doing training, so we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully, it can stay like that, because it's important to get your healthy eating, healthy workouts, walks, talks with friends, all that. It's the balance, the circle of life.
Yes, absolutely. Come on, circle of life. Circle of life. And now I'm
Circle
about
of
to.
life.
Oh my God. And now I'm going to run it on down into our. No, I'm going to run it down and let you know what's happening in this episode. I don't know what I was about to say. Anywho, all right. In the season 6, episode 5. Good Lord. Come on, Simone, get it together.
Lord is good.
In the icebreaker, we're going to be answering the question, what is your most irrational fear? Please tune in because I feel like it might be a little funny moment for you to find out what one of ours might be. I know what mine is.
Lord.
And I think some people might be like, dang, girl, really? Yes. All right. So make sure you tune in for that. Then heading on over into Suite 223, it is going to be me, Monie, giving y'all a piece of poetry. So make sure you tune in. It's going to be a beautiful experience. Then heading on over into the cat for the hot topic segment, we have another CAU alum. We got Shawana Carter coming into the building to sit down and talk to us about what she does as an actress in this world of film and TV. Can't wait to hear her story and how she has gotten to where she is today. Make sure y'all tune in for that because y'all are going to enjoy it. You feel me? We're going to skip over the dorm story segment for this episode and head straight into the announcement segment. So make sure you tune in all the way to the end so you do not miss out on anything that Love Loud has for you. Period. I don't know what was happening when I was trying to get through it before, but hey, at least I got through it. At
You
least I
have
got
to.
through it. I did. I did. Look, when I tell y'all I'm fighting with the elements, y'all, I'm really fighting with the elements. Y'all probably can't hear it, but I can feel drumming next door. So
The
it be
elements,
throwing
the
me off
pollen.
sometimes. The pollen, my my throat, Lord. So, but we gonna keep doing it, and we're gonna keep giving y'all what y'all need. Period. Now, let's go ahead and head on over into the ice breaker.
It's time to break the ice on the mic. Moni and I are going to talk about our irrational fears. Yes, at this big age, we still may be fearful of some things. I mean, it's human nature. It may be
Like
mammal
life.
nature. Yeah, because like I'm sure some tigers and bears are scared of things too. So let's chat about it. Do you have
Tigers
an?
and bears.
Yeah,
All right.
shoot. I don't know about plants if they're scared, but yeah. Do you have any fears? Irrational fears?
I think it's irrational, but this is my fear of being struck by lightning.
Oh, that's why you're scared of thunder and lightning.
I hate thunder and lightning. I do not like it. It does not soothe me. It actually scares the shit out of me. I
Stay in
do not
line.
like thunder and lightning. I just imagine me walking down the street and getting struck down, like
Oh Lord,
like having my umbrella. I'm walking in the rain and then I get
Lord.
zapped by lightning. With yo, I've seen stories. It's not impossible. I don't want to get struck by lightning.
God. What
And I
happened to
also
you? What happened when you were little? Tell me about it.
I've never been struck by lightning, but there have been some occurrences. I remember one when I was a kid. It was a thunderstorm. It woke me up out of my sleep, scared the life out of me. Just seeing that flash of lightning, no, I didn't like it. And then I'll never forget when we had that storm and we were at CAU. Like
Lord,
I, the power went out. Everything. I thought the we was gonna lose our
come to an
windows.
end. I thought the world was ending, bro. I thought the world was ending. I wanted my mommy.
Remember sitting under the window, putting my headphones on, trying to drown out the sound and then oh my gosh. Like I was so scared I called my mother. Like, hey mom, I think this is it.
I keep snorting.
I think this is it. Mind you, even when I was in Uganda, I was like, Lord, last thing I need is to go down by getting struck by lightning and getting ran over by a cow. Because I was walking back to my room. It was pouring down raining. I got a video of it. It was pouring down raining. It was thunder and lightning, and it was a cow on the loose. Oh, I sent you the video.
Yes,
I said, "If this the way it's gonna end for me, Lord." I get trampled by a cow and I get struck by lightning. Please don't let me go out like this.
please.
Please. This is not the story that I want my family to know. I don't want to go out like
We gotta
this.
fly to
Please.
Uganda. Oh my God, expensive.
Trampled by a cow and struck by lightning. Now I
Oh
gotta
my
add
God.
cow being trampled by a cow to my irrational fear. And falling
Mm-mm.
down the stairs. Falling down the stairs is another one.
Mm.
Like a flight of stairs. Like not just like a couple of stairs, but like I trip and I like keep going.
Want the tumbleweed. Oh my God, Jesus.
Could you
Mm-mm.
imagine? Like that
No, I
too.
don't
Like I
want
have to be
to.
careful. I have to be careful when there's a lot of stairs. I don't want to tumble and continue rolling.
Oh my gosh, that's scary. Okay, I can only think of one irrational fear, which for me is I'm scared of cats. I
Really?
am terrified of cats. So years ago, when I was little, great grandma told me this story about her mom passing away while giving birth. So I was very scared of pregnancy. And then that went along with it grew into a fear of pregnant people in general. Anytime I would walk down the street and see a pregnant person, then I would like it feels like I'm nauseous, like I'm gonna
Oh my
faint. It
gosh.
was so bad. And then there used to be this TV show called A Baby Story on TLC where basically they go through the whole cycle of pregnancy and then, until the baby is born. My cousins used to sit there and make me watch this show, like hold me down so that I could try to get over this fear. That therapy worked. That therapy worked. And then their sister got, my other cousin got pregnant, and then I was around her. So that's how I got over my fear, basically being forced to see pregnancy, like people being pregnant and going through the stages and stuff like that. I've not had that with cats. So what happened with the cats is my cousin who she makes up lies for fun. Another cousin, she makes up lies for fun. And she told me that when I was younger that this there was a cat in the window. I don't remember the whole story, but basically somebody made the cat mad, so the cat jumped from the whatever floor it was on in the building and attacked the person. Oh, ever since and this happened around the same time my grandma's story and my cousin's story the same year. So I must have been like really like a sponge, soaking it all in and terrified. And yeah, since that day, I've been so afraid of cats. If I see a cat coming, I'm gonna cross the street. I'm gonna stay away from that cat. If I see a black cat, I'm gonna go back the way I came because I don't want to cross the cat because it might be bad luck, you know. But I'm so afraid of being okay. So before it was like one cat kitten, I cannot be around it. I will freak out. I'll like feel like, okay, God, please get me through this. Like I'm panicking or whatever. But in my field of work in the last 7 years, I've been around clients who had cats, but they always have just one cat. So that helped me like, okay, I'm used to just being around one cat. But then I had a client that had like 5 cats. I was like, oh, I'm scared of cats. They put them in the room. They did not let the cats out because now it's just like I'm afraid of being around a lot of cats. It's funny because when we were younger, my aunt took in a pregnant cat, so we had kittens and everything for a couple of weeks, and then one day we came from school, the cats were gone. I think she sent them back to the streets like that, whatever Janae Aiko said. You would think if I had kittens growing up, I wouldn't be afraid, but I'm so afraid. So right now, I do want a dog, but I don't have the space or the lifestyle to take care of a dog. My boyfriend is saying that I should get a cat. Why would I get a cat? Why the heck would I get a cat? I'm terrified. Like I think he don't understand. Like I'm really terrified of cats. So I told him
Wait,
last week.
what do you do when you go into the bodega, the security cat?
I don't
You go
know, Moni. I went into the store with you the other week because I needed that gum and you were there. There was one time I went into the store and I was looking around. I've been looking around, like looking around, make sure there's no cat. There was a cat I left out that store. Sometimes it'd be behind the little thing, so I just go in real quick, or it'd be behind the door. I'm like, I ain't gonna move from the door. I gotta feel the cat. I gotta feel the cat. So if I feel like okay, the cat not gonna move, I'm gonna be in and out, get my bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and be out. then I'm good. But it be hard trying. I love the corner store bodega chicken. I said chicken, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. They be so good. But I'm so afraid. So I think what may have to happen is I'm gonna have to take either you scared of cats, maybe me and you, or me and my boo or somebody.
I'm actually not scared of cats. Cats actually gravitate towards me. I used to think it was weird, but cats actually like come to me and like meow and purr all up on my leg.
That's what I'm scared of. The purr. I should change the commercial. You know those commercials where they be eating the cat food, they trying to sell the cat food? I had to change the channel because I cannot hear that noise. It does something to me. And the crazy thing is, cats supposedly are good for therapy. The purring and everything is good for you. It's like a therapy, but not for me. So what might happen, what may need to happen is we go to a shelter with cats. But that may be too many cats at one time. Maybe
You're
like
gonna hear all the
have them. Oh my God. See how irrational it is? It's so irrational. It's not
ooh,
like I don't like cats. It's I am afraid of cats. That's what it is.
I used to have an irrational fear of walking under scaffolds in New York
You
and
did,
having
you
it follow
did,
me.
you
Did
did.
I would not I would walk in the street before I walk under a scaffold. I'll be like, have y'all not seen Final Destination? Like, I'm not walking under it. Absolutely not. But now I've been here so long, it's scaffolding everywhere. I can't avoid it. At this point, I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
hit by a car before the scaffolding follow me.
Yep.
So, but when I first moved here, never would walk a nope. But now my whole school building is surrounded by scaffolding. I cannot
It's
avoid
always
walking under
something.
it.
But now that we're sitting here, I can think of my other fear, which is it's funny because I'm like, Simone, if you're gonna die by lightning, you're gonna die by lightning. If you're gonna die by a scaffold, you're gonna die by a scaffold. Now I'm like, mine is dying with a flood because I cannot swim. And it's to the point where like if you splash me with a little water, I might freak out. I don't like anything in my face. Don't throw a cup of water in my face. Don't like in the shower, I try not to let it hit my face. So I wash my face at the sink first and then I get into the shower. Like I
Wait,
just do not like
you said you
water
don't
in
like
my
the
face.
water to hit your face in the shower?
No, no, no. Like you know how people be having fun, they be, like splashing water on each other, or like if I get splashed by water by mistake or something, something happens to me where I just shut down and I like freak out, like I panic and I stop breathing. I don't know
I'm gonna need to
why.
take swimming lessons.
I've never drowned. I never I knew it was an irrational fear because when I was working while we were in college. I was working at a summer camp. Everyone knew that I wanted to learn how to swim. I came to the pool late for whatever reason. As soon as I got to the pool, imagine 10 people doing like this to water. So it's like buckets. It feels like they're in the pool. I'm on the side. It's like buckets of water being splashed on me, and I freaked out and I started crying because something happens. I just stopped breathing. I don't know why or what it is, but I definitely that's a fear. The cats could wait maybe like some years, but that's a fear. If we work on it, start working on it this summer, the pool opens next week. So
All
come,
right, let's take some swimming lessons. We
yeah.
gotta learn how to swim anyway. Let's take some lessons.
I'm just afraid, but I'm not afraid to get over that fear, but I don't like that. I'm afraid of that. So I want to work on that. Like you worked on the scaffolding.
I just like, you know what? Just walk under it, girl. I'll be like,
Yeah, you never know what could
don't let
happen though.
somebody
You hear
be.
so many stories.
That's what I'm saying. Don't let somebody be doing construction up there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But y'all,
Man,
those are Yaski's and Moni's of irrational fears. So if you have any, if you're scared of something that many other people like centipedes maybe, or maybe you're scared of stuff that come in plastic. I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below whether you're watching YouTube, you're on Spotify, you're on our Instagram page, whatever. Let us know what your irrational fear maybe.
and with that, we are now going to head on over into Suite 223. Hey y'all, welcome to the Poetic Suite 223. You are now tuned into the vibe. Take you on a poetic ride. So sit back, relax. Maybe if you want to close your eyes, you can do that too. Come on now, welcome. Get ready to snap, crackle, and pop your fingers. Why are you laughing? You ready to vibe out? All right, so I am going to be sharing a poem that I wrote that was actually inspired by my trip to Uganda. You know what? Let me just jump into it and then I'll share after. I didn't travel to Uganda expecting to be changed, but the land, the pearl of Africa, it called me by name. It altered my perspective, opened my eyes, rewrote me like a poem, line for line. I came ready to teach, a backpack full of handouts complete, lesson plans printed in ambition and ink. But Uganda said, girl, sit down. Let the land teach. Let the people speak. And in turn, my soul listened, patient, meek. I found curriculum in the cadence of a child's laugh, in the strength of a mother balancing the weight of the world on her head, and still smiling like the sunrise, content with what they have. I learned that knowledge doesn't always wear a cap and gown. Sometimes it walks barefoot through red clay, embedding wisdom with footprints in the ground. And your spirit, Uganda, unbreakable, unshakable, undeniably alive. And every clap of thunder over the hills, and every market vendor's cry, and every motorbike's hum, in the beat of every drum, in stories and strength, in silence and songs. The ancestors reminded me my purpose was within me all along. I felt it, the pulse, the pride, the power, and the nature, it was preaching. The mountains touched the sky, the now whispered stories older than time, and trees swayed like they were dancing to a rhythm full of passion and pride. I didn't see just beauty, I stood inside it, and it made me small in the best way, humble, not because I had less, but I finally saw how much I'd been missing, a testament to my stay. So now I carry you with me, Uganda, not in just photos, videos, and stories, but in the way I teach, in the way I walk into a classroom like it's sacred ground, in the way I see every child. You didn't just show me who I am, you showed me who I could be. So with a brighter light, I return to my community with every lesson you instilled in me. Thank you for welcoming me with open arms on this journey. I found truth. I came to give knowledge, but it was you who knew. And that is my poem for Uganda.
Yes, I love it, man. I didn't just see beauty, I stood inside it. Is my favorite line in that. I like the way that you said that. The whole poem, I'm listening to it and I'm seeing like what I'm envisioning what you may have seen and experienced on that trip, and it just that's really beautiful that you took your experience and wrote about it and painted a picture for people who you want to share your experience with. So thank you for that. It's a blessing, it's a privilege to be able to travel and to experience life outside of your just everyday norms and things like that, because not everybody is awarded such a beautiful experience. Whether you go somewhere and you experience a quote unquote life that's better than yours, a place that's better than yours, a country that's set up better than yours, or some a country that's not as set up or privileged or beautiful or whatever. Like, all these things are subjective. I say beauty is subjective. Opinions, those are subjective things. Your poem one made me think about the opportunities that I've had to go to New Zealand and Ecuador and see like, wow, this is so beautiful, or dang, this is so rough, or oh my God, I'm appreciative of my education in my home. And it's a lot that like experiences like that award a human to be able to have. Your poem took my mind there. And also, I've never done a fellowship or anything like that, but it's inspiring. Just the pictures that you shared, the poem that you shared, everything is very inspiring. Makes me want to um, have the opportunity too. So I love it. I'm glad that you sat down and or stood up and wrote that poem and then sharing it on the podcast with us.
Yes, thank you. As I've said before, going there was truly a life changing experience, and I don't take the experience that I had for granted. Like just listening to the stories of how children walk miles to school
Mm,
before the sun even comes up. They love school so much that they walk literal miles to school. There is no bus to get to school. They're literally
mm-hmm.
hiking mountains. I got to do a home visit with one of the students. And when I say we hiked to her home, I had my watch on. Now it was 2 miles, and it wasn't 2 miles flat. It was down, up terrain. Like I was
Wow.
hiking. I was hiking to her home, and I was like, wow. I was like, you do this every day to get to school?
No matter the weather or
No matter the
conditions or
weather, no
anything.
matter the time. And they start school, it was like 7 something in the morning. They start school. So when by the time they leave the house, it's still dark and they have to go through that terrain. There's no street lights to see, like,
Mm,
you know? So
wow.
yeah, just listening to the stories of just even from years back, how far people traveled to even get to school because they, education is a privilege. To be able to go to school is a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
And just being appreciative of the experiences that I've had, but also appreciative of the fact that I'm able to share some of the things that I have learned in just an exchange of culture. Was a very beautiful experience to me, which is why I'm so appreciative of the experience that I did have. It was just, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
amazing. Like
That's so
being, it reminded
cool.
me of a quote that my great grandmother used to say. It's like, I used to cry about having no shoes until I saw a man with no feet.
Mm.
Some of the things that I've seen myself complain about, but the joy that I'm telling you, the joy that radiated through them, it was just like it's mind, like I cried when I left. I cried when
Mm-hmm.
I left. Yeah, I cried when I left. That's how much of a beautiful experience that I had from being there. And I look forward to going back. I look forward to going back.
It makes me appreciative of my ancestors. Like, thank God for the people who created the air conditioning, the car, the everything, and the book bag. Like, my mom used to carry her books to school in a grocery bag, she told me at one point. And she used to wrap her books with the paper bags that your grocery used to come in. They used to walk to school. They used to have to walk to school and everything like that. Just you're saying things, this is in a different country, but we used to have this stuff in the USA too. No lights before somebody created that, or the street lights. Like when we were in Jamaica, I was like, they only got a green and yellow, a green and red. Where's the yellow? How you know to slow down? Like it's just, oh my God. Or like even the traffic in the UK, just everything is so different. So yeah, it's definitely a privilege and a blessing to people that came before us to be able to have some type of structure. Yeah, definitely a reminder to not take things that you have for granted, because those things, we in a world right now is going backwards. It can be taken away. So
Yeah,
appreciate the beauty we have while we have it.
yeah, absolutely. And I do think people should have opportunities or find the opportunities to like travel outside of where you are. Like there's so much beauty in the world.
Hmm.
There's so many corners of the world that should be seen. Like seeing things
Stop going to
outside of your
Miami all the
own,
time, y'all.
see things outside of your norm, see other cultures and how they live, exchange cultures, it's just it's a very very beautiful experience, a very
If
beautiful
you
experience.
can, because these experiences are not cheap. So,
Right.
and if you don't have the money, maybe there's some programs or resources, groups of people that are doing these things. Like even the times where I paid out of pocket and it wasn't a school or something like that to go to a different country, I got together with a group of people and that cut down the cost. Or, doing things, just try to figure out how you can do it. If you don't have the funds, start saving and start
Mm-hmm.
finding like school or something that may be able to fund you, or a scholarship or something like that. There's ways to experience life.
Yes, absolutely. Come on, yes. Experience life.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing in our
Yes,
sweet two
absolutely.
two three segment.
And with that, we are now going to head on over into the
Hot topics
there we
segment
go.
for this episode. Okay, y'all, we are now in the cap segment of our podcast, and yet again, it's like back to back every week. We have another Clark Atlanta alumni in the building with us, Miss
Yeah.
Shawana Carter. I'm so freaking excited. I'm so
Me too.
excited. Oh my God. I know Simone because we're going to talk about one of Simone's favorite show probably. But Shawana Carter is on the podcast with us. Welcome to the True Carpet.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you guys. Thank y'all so much for having me. I'm happy to be here. I've been following y'all's podcast and I just really am happy to be here. And I'm supporting you guys 100% and I'm proud of where you guys have come from. So happy to be here.
Aw,
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
thank you.
you.
Um,
It's a pleasure. We've been watching your journey for so long, seeing you from Clark Atlanta to the TV screens is amazing. But for those who may not know, because some people are watching, some people are just listening, so they're like probably not putting two and two together. So who are you? Let the people know. Who is Shawana Carter?
Well, I'm Shawana Carter. My background is Jamaican. I'm from Florida, and I am an actress here in Los Angeles, California. I consider myself bi-coastal. I'm a regional actor, so I have representation in New York. I'm a local hire in Atlanta, but I'm a local based LA actor here in Los Angeles. And yeah, I'm also a business owner. So being in the industry, it's not consistent. So you do have to find ways to have residual income, other ways to pay your bills and make it. So realistically, on this journey, I have to make sure that my bills are paid.
Come on.
As a business owner, as my brand, I am a business owner in the industry and then outside of the industry. I am a manager for a trucking company. So
Oh, wow.
it's family owned. We run nationally, but we try to stay within the southern region and we have one truck and I manage it um, in LA. So yeah.
Girl,
Oh,
you booked and
wow.
busy, busy. Things that I didn't know. Wow.
Right. That's so dope. I have no idea. The things
Right.
you learn. The things you learn.
A
That's
lot.
really dope.
Yeah. I don't really talk about it. I've been working just tirelessly, like behind the scenes. But when we had the strike, I just had to make sure I found something to do. So when my parents asked me to manage the business and get it up and going, I dived in and yeah, we've been doing pretty good. It's a new
I
Yeah.
business.
love that. And
Yeah.
it's family owned. I love that. That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
really,
Yes,
really
black
dope.
people. And it's really smart too, because like you said, the strike happened, different things happen within your industry that you don't know. So to have some income, making sure your bills are paid and that you're okay, that's really, really smart. Dang, I wasn't expecting that.
Right. Because it's a male dominated industry, it's transportation.
Hmm.
So I didn't know anything about it and I really had to learn from the ground up. And I'm still learning, literally still learning. So
Yeah. Well, shout
That
out
is
to
so
you and your
dope.
family. Yeah, that's so cool.
thank
So
you.
we invited you onto our truth carpet because we wanted to, like I said, we've been watching your journey on Instagram, on TV, and everything like that. And I just want to mind your business today, if that's okay. We just want to mind your business.
All up in
So,
it.
all up in
All
it,
the tea.
okay?
That's fine.
So, with you being an actress, we want to know what inspired you to become an actor. Was there like an age that okay, I want to do this, or was there a specific person that encouraged you to take on this career path?
So I've always been into the arts, and the arts is a variation of any way to be creative. So for me, I was a dancer, I played piano, I was an artist, I used to draw. My mom put me in drawing school. So I've always been a creative, and the acting bug didn't bite me until high school. And that was because anything I seen, I was like, oh, I want to do this. And my mom would be like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, please, I'll do it. I want to do it. I'm going to be in it. I promise I'm not going to, I was always trying to convince her to let me do it. And there was like a casting call back home in Florida to be in like an acting class. And I was like, I think I can act. Like, I'd love to do that. And she's like, all right, I'm going to sign you up. Signed up. It was like one of those cattle calls. I started taking classes and I was like, oh, this is actually fun. I'm like really enjoying this. And ever since then, I've always taken acting classes. So I'm not really a theater kid. I know a lot of people who come into this industry are like, into their community theater, have done a lot of plays. I didn't come in that direction. For me, it was more so training in TV and film at an early age and doing commercials. And then ever since then, I went to Clark. I didn't major in theater. I majored in TV and film. So I got the behind the scenes aspect of it. And yeah, that's kind of what got me into acting. And then I did a couple plays at Clark Atlanta, Black Voices. I did a couple plays in high school too. So yeah, that's when I realized.
That is so cute. Like I'm envisioning your mom, like the story that you're telling of a little Shawana interested in these things. But for you to know that as an early age, this is what sparks my interest, and your mom to pay into the, the things that you wanted to do, and then now you're doing it full bloom. That's a beautiful story. Because a lot of times people fall into it like, oopsie, like, I wasn't trying to do this, but this happened. But you actually wanted this for yourself as an early, like, does it even feel like you're working? Because it sounds like this is like a dream, a passion that you have for yourself. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like when you're in it, you have to really love what you're doing because it's not an easy industry. To me, it's one of the hardest industries to be in, honestly.
Hmm.
And it's mind blowing. But when you love it, it's just, it doesn't matter. You're in it until whenever something happens. I mean, it just brings me joy. Like I love performing. I love it.
Hmm.
I can do it for free. I do it for free. I did.
Yeah.
I did.
I have done it for free, yes.
So yeah, it's
So aside from mommy, put me into this and put me into that, how did you actually get to where you are? What were the steps that you had to take?
Ooh, the steps. So honestly, coming to LA, and this is very common. A lot of people who is in the industry or trying to pursue the industry can say this, coming from a small town, being somebody big in their small town and then coming to a big town thinking you're going to just take off. It's like this illusion of overnight success because we don't live in LA, we don't understand how hard it is if you're not connected or you're not born in it or your family doesn't know someone who could just open up that door for you when you really have to start from the ground up without knowing anybody. It's like it's a journey. That's why they say it's a marathon, not a race, because when I came to LA, I just knew. We all did. We knew after 1 year we were going to be a superstar. Who didn't know that? Who did not know? I thought I was. But you know what? It takes time. So the steps I took was knowing I wanted to come to Los Angeles. Me and my dad, we packed up my stuff and we drove across the country. He drove me here and then he flew back. And honestly, the steps is just really learning, looking back now, it's really the connections that you build. This is a relationship based industry. And even till this day, I'm still learning about how important it is to maintain relationships because that's how a lot of people move in this business is through who you know or who knows you. So if somebody knows you, next step. Somebody knows you, next level. But if you don't know nobody, it's going to be difficult because a lot of it is not even talent. And it's sad to say, but it is just the reality of it. So I don't know if that answered your questions about the steps.
No, that absolutely makes sense because a lot of things heard this in a lot of careers. It's not about what you know, but who you know. And
Mhm.
that's what gets you into the door, along with maybe some things that you can do. That's how you keep the job, I guess. But what you said makes perfect sense. But I also want to know, aside from like high school roles and things that you had after finishing school, or maybe while you were in Clark Atlanta, what was that first gig or your first experience that kicked off your career, so to speak?
My first, well, humbly speaking, when I came out here, I was on a hustle mode. So I did have to kind of figure out a way to survive and find jobs. And because I'm a social butterfly, I ask a lot of questions. I met people. And honestly, I did a lot of background work, which is extra work, meaning like
Hmm.
non speaking roles. You're just a prompt. You're a prop. You're just there to move the story along. But people do it. We all need that person opening the door, or that person pouring coffee, or whatever, that person sitting behind you in the restaurant, right? So I kind of dived in and did a lot of background, but after doing background work, I finally was able to land my first job. And I got my first co-star role on a show called Better Things. It's on FX. It was directed and starred by Pamela Adlin. That was my first like lines where I'm speaking on camera. You know what I mean? I like your makeup, because I was a makeup artist. And it was just like one or two lines, but that's big. That's big because, being able to speak on camera, first of all, the check looks different. Now you're kind of credited as an actor because you have a credit that's like, oh, we can trust you on set. So that was my first role coming into the industry. But my favorite, if you're asking about my favorite,
I want to know about the favorite. Yes,
Right.
let us know.
my favorite role, my goodness, and this one just has so many layers to how I even got it. But that's a long story. I won't get into it. But Law and Order SVU is the one. Is the one. And that one is like, that one's, for so many reasons, is going to be my favorite. It's just so many things. But like, just to name a few, I was auditioning for another role around the same time, or I had auditioned for another role around the same time for a different show, and I got very far in the process. I didn't get it, which is fine, but then they circled back around. It's another show. I can actually say the show is Rap Shit. So Rap Shit is a Issa Rae's second show on HBO. So they circled back around and had me audition for another role. And when I auditioned for the role, I had a call back with casting and everybody, and I booked the role. So when I booked the role, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then at the same time, I had auditioned for Law and Order. And
Oh,
I also booked Law and Order. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm so excited. And it was the craziest thing. When I booked both the shows, obviously Law and Order, I had to fly to New York. And then the first season of Rap Shit was filming in Miami. So I had to either, fly to New York, fly to Miami. And it just happened, ironically, that they were both filming around the same time. So I had to make a choice. And that's something that I did not expect, because how did the cards play out for me like that? And it did. But that was a learning lesson. And just to make a long story short, the lesson is that this can happen, where you're going to have two roles that you're going to have to decide. And it's unfortunate. And I don't know why the cards play out that way, but it does. And it was a very, very hard moment for me. And my manager at the time, I had to talk to him, and he kind of guided me in the right direction. And honestly, Frank, I'm going to be very honest with you. I wanted to pick Rap Shit because I wanted to work with Issa Rae. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a guest star recurring. Like, I
yeah.
can build from this. But my manager was like, you need to pick Law and Order. And I was just like, okay. And I picked it, and I don't regret it. I'm so happy I picked it. And another little nugget that a lot of people don't know, but when I talk to people, I have to be honest about it. Me, Shawana Carter, I had never watched Law and Order. I know. I
That's
know.
my mom's favorite show. That's why she's reacting like that. She
It's
loves
a
Law and
lot.
Order.
No.
I know. And at the time, I'm not going to lie, like, the only person I knew on the show was Ice-T. So when I booked it, I was just like, okay. I was like, wow. And I didn't tell nobody really knew, except my team and my family. But I never grew up watching Law and Order. I was always scared of the dun, dun, that beat. It just held that it imprinted trauma on me. And
Oh,
I knew that sound meant something scary is going to happen. Somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to get murdered. It was something negative attached to it. So I just never watched Law and Order. So when I booked it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to learn these characters. I have to do research. I have to watch the season. I was like, oh my God. And then I went there and I flew to New York, and it was an amazing, amazing experience. And I'm so happy my manager guide me into picking Law and Order. Because fast forward, I ended up Rap Shit. They ended up bringing me back anyway, as y'all know.
yep.
Yep.
I
See?
saw it. You're so
Yeah.
good.
It,
Yeah.
Yes.
So
that is so dope. It's so crazy like how you're watching something, you'll be like, oh, I know that person. But to be watching something like, I know who that is. When I
Yes.
tell you I was sitting there watching Law and Order, I'm like, when I'm telling you I love Law and Order, I've watched Law and Order from beginning to end, SVU, multiple times.
yeah,
Multiple times. I was like, yeah, she's on here doing her thing. I was so happy. I get so
Hmm.
happy when I see my people doing their thing. But when it's on one of your favorites, I'm just sitting there, enjoying this. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't know she was in this.
yeah,
Let me run it.
yeah, yeah.
So good. And it's so
So good.
just run it back a little bit just to talk about alignment. Like me and Yaya were talking earlier. What was the quote that you said? You make a plan and God laughs. What was it?
Yes. Yep.
Just the
That.
whole point of like when you go into LA, like I got this plan, I know what I'm gonna do, and then it's just kind of like, actually, no. But even the same thing with like getting roles and just understanding, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and you got to have that experience, and still got to have the other role too. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Thankfully, you have someone to guide you to help you make the right decision. Um, and really like balance out those different types of roles and the different type of acting that you actually have to like embody. Like
Yeah.
you did such a phenomenal job. Like granted, I knew it was you, but I'm like, but she's not Shawana right now. Like,
Another thing to add to that, which is something I don't really talk much. I don't talk much about my business. It's like if you're in my circle, but I don't really brag or I'm not none of that. I just humble and appreciative of every step along my journey. But with that show, another great moment, which is why it's my favorite, because it was just so many things. I auditioned for a different role on the same show, but it was the girl who was the victim who passed away, dying,
Hmm.
or they murdered. So she was the other black girl, and I auditioned for her role. And when I auditioned for her role, they called my agent in New York and was like, her audition was so good. We want to give her a different role. So they, first of all, they gave me a bigger role, and it's called a guest star Tapa show, which means I have more lines. I wasn't murdered. So
she was not.
no, so it gives me room to maybe come back later on. Who knows? But I was like, what? So the pay was higher. It was a bigger role. And I was just like, this is crazy. Oh my goodness. So I got so excited. And that's how I ended up getting that role instead. So, and obviously no one would know that. But yeah, that was another beautiful.
That's so good. I
Yeah,
love
that is
that.
really good. Oh
Yeah.
my God. And speaking of love, you brought up Issa Rae. I love Insecure. It was so good. And I remember same thing I said before to someone else. I'm folding my clothes, doing my laundry, and I look up and I see Shawana on Insecure. I was like, I had to start the whole episode all over.
Right.
It was
Like, let me
when she
run
was
it
driving
back.
Lyft. Yeah, when she was driving Lyft and Shawana was in the back seat. I was like, and then, oh my God, I love All American. And then you were on there too. Oh
Yeah.
my God, Spencer James, he's so hot. And you got to hug him on the screen. I was like, oh my. But look, it's the same feeling that Moni said, to hear things, to know people want to go for these things in life and to actually see you doing your thing makes me feel so happy. And so, like, I pressed rewind, girl. I'm going to watch this episode several
Again.
times, again and again and again, because I know her in real life. I touched her skin.
Right.
She
We
knows
went to
my
school
name.
together.
We went to school
We had
together.
class
Like,
together. We
yes,
had
like,
projects.
yeah,
We
y'all
had
did.
projects together.
Like it's such a beautiful thing, even if it's like not you being rewarded, but somebody being rewarded in these great ways and getting things from life that they want. It's like I'm a proud mommy, but I'm not your mommy kind of situation. So I feel the same way, like Moni says, but seeing my own show. She loves Law and Order. She watches it every night almost. But so yeah, I have my turn of the shows that I like to watch. So speaking of these, you play different roles, right? Like in all these shows. What's the prep work like? And then also what's the post work? Because you sell that role so well. Like Moni said, that's Shawana, but that's not Shawana. Like she's not a hooker and she's not a friend of a drug dealer and she's not a auntie of a football player and trying to force his life. Like that's not her. But you play it so well. I would think like if I didn't know you in real life, I would think like dang, like she must be going through that in real life. How do you sculpt that? Like what's the work to get into that role and to get out of that role too?
So I've obviously studied and taken a lot of classes. And when I moved to LA, I did end up getting into like this intensive 4 year class where I was in it every single week, every Wednesday, studied by a professor, or I don't want to say professor, but he's a acting coach who studied in New York, Juilliard Arts, really great coach. He's unique, an interesting human. But studying with him, man, there was just so many layers. He wrote a book and it was just very, very intense, the course that I took. And it was very improv heavy. So a lot of it is a lot of people have different techniques that they use. I wouldn't say that one of my techniques is Meisner. It's not Meisner. Sorry. I didn't train learning Meisner, which is a specific technique. But being able to disconnect, like not using any type of personal experiences to dive into the character, I don't do that. I completely
Mm.
distance. Like it's almost like I can just create a new person without feeling like I need to get pulled emotionally to that person or feel like, oh, I need to pull from like some type of trauma that I had to bring into this character to like that's method. I don't really do method.
Mm.
My coach didn't train us to do method. He actually was not a fan of method because it can really take a toll on you mentally, depending on the depth of the character and the, what kind of role it is. So just being able to detach, like, I don't know, I just was trained that way. And then also in life, I study humans. Like I'm a people watcher and big on like human interactions and just seeing how people behave. Like throughout my life, I've traveled so many places. I've met so many people all over the world. So just being around different people's personality types from all different ages, different cultures, I feel like through life, I've just learned human behaviors and mannerisms and reactions and responses and experiences. And because I'm naturally like interested in learning people's stories, so when I meet people, I'm not a surface level person. If anybody knows me, they know I don't have surface level relationships. It's like very deep. So when I get to know people, I think I've just like dialed in and like built a catalog of just people's stories. So that's how I'm able to tap in, not personal trauma and death in the family and pain. No. I mean, it comes, but not from personal. It's from people's stories. So like
Mm.
I'm able to pull from other people, not my own, which I feel like is how I'm not able to really get emotionally attached. So obviously, I've never been a New York hooker or a street girl or anything like that. But do I know some people? Maybe. Absolutely. So that's kind of how I feel like I've been able to successfully be able to like carry out characters and dive in deep into them.
Wow, you just taught me something new. I did not know that, and it sounds very safe. So me, I work in mental health, and that's where my mind went. When I see scary movies or traumatizing stories for a role or something, I'm like, dang, how are they after this role? Like, do they get stuck in it? So they hear that it's method and Minzer, I think you said
My
Minzer,
Is
my
it?
Miser. That's very smart that your coach taught you that because it sounds safer. So I just learned something new, and that makes total sense. That's if I was an actress, that's the way that I would go because I always hear people say pull from this experience or like even theater or things like that. Think about when you were duh, 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 or sharing a poem. Think about when you went through this. Put your emotions on the stage, and now I'm crying my heart out because I'm thinking about that devastating time. So I like the skills that you use. That's really cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
no, I
there's
think that's.
oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna say I think it's also a great way to help you dive deeper into that character, able to pull from other people's experiences and develop that character for yourself and help you to figure out like how you really want to embody that. The fact that you, like how Yaya was saying, the fact that you don't have to actually pull from your own personal experiences, I think that it helps make that character a lot broader.
Mhm.
And that I think you're able to have more fun with becoming that character and really creating like that emotional connection to whoever that character is without having to connected to your own experiences. I think that's really dope.
And it's nothing wrong with that. We've seen so many phenomenal actors who've done it and who are great method actors. And I think it just depends on the individual. You know what I mean? Not
Hmm.
everybody is mentally strong to be able to tap in and detach. And we've seen it. People have unfortunately taken their lives or taken on those real life experiences or really embody this character and change them. And there's not, it's just depends on the individual. And for me, I've found a way and a technique that works and it works for me. So yeah.
I love that.
Me too. Me too. I have a side question. So, do you have to memorize all the lines, like for the whole movie, or is it like you memorize some and then you go on the screen and then you memorize more? Like, how does it actually work?
So essentially when you book a role, you do get the script. So you get the entire episode. And for me, I've done mostly television. Anything film has been like independent or smaller short films. But excuse me, credit wise, I've had a lot of bookings for television. So you get the episode. So you'll get a tape. Some shows you're able to be a part of a table read. So when you do a table read, it's basically everybody from the network to producers and everybody that's a part of the episode. All the actors, not all, just the ones that have like the series regulars, recurring, lengthy dialogue. You come, you're in a big boardroom, people sitting in chairs behind you, and all the actors are around the table with maybe the director and the writer. It varies. And coming into that, you're reading the entire episode. Everybody has their lines. You want to show up. You want to be professional. I believe, from my experience at table reads, first of all, you can get fired at table read. That's number one. So if you don't show up and perform, you can get fired. They're like, we gonna have to book somebody else because that wasn't it. So you
Mm,
gotta come prepared. Now, obviously, when you're at a table read, it's nice, it's professional to be off book, not required. But if you are, great, because a lot of people are, and you're like, ooh, it's intimidating because you don't know
mm,
when the actors are going to show up, how they're going to show up. So you do want to be on your A game. Now, coming to that, you do want to know the story, right? From beginning to end. You want to understand for comprehension purposes. It's like reading a book. You're reading a
mm-hmm,
book, you're reading that chapter. We'll say it's this episode 2 is chapter 2, longer. You're reading it from beginning to end and just understanding where you are, who you are, why you're there, the purpose of why you're in that part of the episode. And then memorizing your lines. People have so many different ways of memorization. Over time, I've learned different ways of memorizing. I don't memorize the whole script. No, I just know what's happening in the script. I comprehend, I understand, why different characters or who they are, my relationship to different characters. But as far as memorizing my specific lines, 9 times out of 10, I already have it memorized because I probably memorized it when I auditioned, which is how I booked. Now, if they've add more lines, that process is me. Obviously, with television, you film on different days. You get your script a couple days before. You have that time to, look over your script and memorize it. So for me, I usually disconnect. So I go into hibernation, and my friends and family know when I'm in hibernation, that means I'm disconnected and I just got to hone in into my lines, in my script. If I have to study, I have to do research, I may have to watch the show, I may have to, whatever it encompasses my research, right? And then specifically with memorizing, I'll record myself, record the other lines, listen to it, respond, listen to it, respond, listen to it, respond.
mm,
Then when I feel comfortable, like a day or two of just disconnecting and focusing primarily on like knowing the lines, then I will ask a couple of my friends, like, okay, can you come over? I need you to help me go through my lines. And they'll be like, okay, I'll come for like an hour or two, and we'll just go and be in my living room. Action. And I'll do it different ways and I'll get feedback. I'll be like, do you
mm.
feel it? Do you think that was real? What are your thoughts? They'll give me their opinion. I'm like, okay, boom, let me approach it a different way. It's kind of like my private session to lead up to me the day I have to shoot, like record it when I go to set and have to film. So that's my process.
I
Mhm.
love there's so many layers to your process. So it's like, all right,
Mhm.
first is me. I'm doing the research. I'm here. Boom, recording it. I'm listening to it. I'm giving it back. Boom. Now I'm in front of somebody. We're going. I love that. It's all these steps that you have to make sure I'm ready. I'm in this. This is what I do. This is I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Let's do it.
Yeah. 'Cause
That
it's intimidating. Like, I don't want to be that actor that goes to set and don't know your lines. No, 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 no.
word.
Because it's embarrassing. First of all, it's a lot
Mhm.
on the line. You have so many people there who's ready to record. You got your, the person you're working. It's a professional business, and you have to be professional. You're not gonna go to a procedure room and not know what procedure you're gonna do on your patient. Like, no, I
That
have to
part.
be lines. I have to be professional. That's why I got hired.
Mhm.
That's why I got hired, and I'm
Right.
not trying to get fired. Okay.
Right.
It's hard for me to
So
be here.
right. So my mind is going towards the village part of what you shared. You have such a village of your family and your friends who understand and are not selfish and knowing, okay, Shawana booked something, she needs to focus on this. And then you have your buddies that come over to help you to study. It's like it takes me back to school where you're studying for an exam and some of us like those little study groups. So um you have your village basically to support your craft and support your career, which is a beautiful thing because we've been talking about privilege and stuff. Not everybody has that, and you're blessed to be able to have people that support you. And then my mind also went to, okay, I'm seeing a movie, I'm seeing a TV show, or whatever the case may be. I wonder how much they got paid for this movie. But it's not, hearing your story, it's not just once they say action and you go. It's a lot of work behind the scenes and preparation and everything that you have to do to get to where you are. So it's a lot that goes into making this art, this visual art that we get to witness that you do. So wow, that's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
it definitely shows like I can tell that you really are working hard because like we said before, that's Shawana, but that's not Shawana. And you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
Yeah.
Speaking of all of the people who are showing up to the table, I know we went to Clark Atlanta. We've seen a lot of faces and been around a lot of people. Have you ever been starstruck seeing someone? And if you haven't, do you think that there is someone that if you ever worked with them or were near them, you will become starstruck?
Oh, I definitely have been starstruck. Oh, definitely. Absolutely. Um, so when I love Angela Bassett. Um,
Auntie Angela, that's what I call her.
Yes, with the arms.
when I got starstruck. So when I told you I was doing background a lot, I ended up doing background for the Whitney Houston project, and she directed it. And when I found out that I was going to be working background, meaning just little old me coming in as an extra and got no lines, and I seen her, I was like, I love her. I don't know what to say. I got so starstruck.
I would too,
Um,
girl.
I know I had my moment. And I've seen so many celebrities, so many. Working at events and stuff like that. Another part of the hustle. And Denzel. So when I,
Oh,
oh my goodness. When I see Denzel, I was like, and mind you, I was working in catering. It was one of my little side hustles, and we worked a lot of catering events, or I worked a lot of catering events, and we would do different events in LA, like the Oscars, the Emmys, all these big parties. So when I finally worked an event and I see Denzel, he asked me to go get him a drink.
yes. Oh my God.
I said, professional. So get you a drink. And I was just like,
That sounds like a movie right there.
oh my goodness, I was
Fine.
so honored. So yeah, of course I've been starstruck. And just when you grown up watching people and like enjoy their art and what they do and their creativity, it's just like, oh my gosh, this is you in real life in human form.
Yeah.
And now that this was at the beginning when I first moved to LA and I was fresh and young and innocent, didn't know any better. Now I don't know if I'd be so starstruck. I think I would just more so come at it as like, I really appreciate your work, and have a moment where it's like kind of like an elevator pitch. Like, if I finally had the opportunity to see Denzel, what question would I ask him? What can I learn from this moment? Outside
Yeah.
of watching all of the podcasts he's been on or interviews or whatever, how can I make this moment memorable, and what can I take from it? So now I come to that approach than like you know how we get.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. No, I know that feeling. I've been there before when I was working reception for a production company, and I was like, who, Michael Ealy. He stopped me. He said, "Can I ask you a question?" I didn't know I had a stutter until that moment.
Stutter, stutter,
Yeah,
stutter, stutter.
right. Mind you, I wasn't expecting that. I was, yes. What's your question? Mind you, I saw people walking in and out all day, writers, directors, producers, actors. But when he stopped to ask me a question, you want to ask me a question? What can I help you with? But it didn't come out like that. It came out, yeah,
So you get it. Yes.
yes. I'm like, dang. I'm like, I forgot how to talk.
Oh my gosh. That's so cute. That's so I think mine will be, of course, Beyonce. If I ever saw Beyonce, or even Oprah, like growing up watching Oprah on the TV show, like, oh my God, I would probably freeze and not know what to say at all. But I can connect with both of you are saying because you both do film and media and things like that. I think that can also relate to us regular people who are listening to the podcast who may not be in that industry. Things that we do on a regular, like you may hear about a restaurant tour or a really popular teacher from the neighborhood or something like that who you aspire to be, and then actually getting a chance to speak with them. Sometimes we freeze because we may not feel like we meet up to their standards, or dang, I grew up watching this person. Oh my God, like what do I say? But as you get that experience being a teacher or a therapist or whatever it is, you turn it into what Shawana shared, an elevator pitch. Okay, what can I ask this person so that I can elevate my career and take some gems from what they're sharing. So I like that you shared that. Being real with us, like, yeah, girl, like I'm a star in my own right, but they are stars in their own right too. And oh my God, girl, I got him some water.
Oh, yeah. If I see people who I really like appreciate their work, I just want them to know. Like, I'm like, can
Mm,
I tell them without making it, because it could be a little, it's a touchy subject and situation to be in when you're at a level of success where you're being seen by so many people and you don't know how people are going to respond. So I try to respect that level. And being in LA, you have to adapt because everybody is like, you're gonna see stars, you know what I mean? So you can't just be like, because no one else is gonna be doing that. It's like a
Yeah, that's true.
cultural thing. It's kind of like,
yeah,
you just gotta respect their space. If you see them, you see them. It's usually people who aren't from LA, not even aren't from LA, but like tourists who's like, which makes sense. I get
Hmm.
it. You know what I mean? You don't live here. But I did see, so there's a actor who I really enjoy her work. Her name's Joey King. She performed on this show called The Act. It's a Hulu series. And when I seen her at a restaurant on Melrose, I was just like, oh my gosh, that is Joey. And I really, really, really like her. And my friend was like, just go tell her. And I'm like, no, no, no. You can't just, she's having, brunch with someone. No. He's like, "Oh, just go tell her." I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do something different. And what I did was I literally
what you do, girl?
dessert off the menu and I had it sent to
Oh,
her. And she was just like, who is this from? And I told the server to tell her that, like, point to me. So she pointed to me and she waved and I waved back. And when I left, I just stopped and spoke to her and said, listen, I just wanted to show you my appreciation of your work. And then that's when I had my moment to talk to her.
Oh,
So,
that's
oh, I love that.
beautiful.
That's so
Yes.
cute. Yeah,
yeah. So then I
that.
have moments like that where I'm just like, oh my gosh, how do I do
Have
without?
to say something.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's such an inviting way to do it because I think the same thing. Like I saw on TikTok someone was recording Omarion while he's trying to eat with his kids and he just chucked the deuces because you said sorry. As you shared, that's what people do and you get used to it. But that's a really nice way and inviting way to get her attention and then say bye on your way opposed to just intruding. Because I will feel that way too. I'm a Virgo. I'm very, like, I can be an introvert. I'm shy. If I don't know you like that, I'm really, really shy. So
Yeah.
that sounds like something I will try, probably, maybe. So thanks for
Absolutely.
that.
Like, take the opportunity. I always regret not telling John Singleton how much I appreciated his work when I saw him. I always regret not doing it. It's like, I don't want to get fired. I'm not supposed to be talking to anybody. Like, I should have took my
Hmm.
chance and just said a quick, whatever, just to let him know I appreciate it. I always regret it. So just go, just do it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, so we have a couple more questions. One of the two is, what advice or nuggets would you give to someone who aspires to become an actress or actor?
Make sure you love it. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
you love it and that you have a support system in place. You have a tribe of people who you know you can come to at any moment because it's a lot. And it's a lot on the mental too, which is why you really like this business is not for the faint of heart. Like you really have to have thick skin to be in this business because how many no's you get, how many rejections you get, how many like you so close, and then you don't you like I was like, oh my gosh, it feels like someone's like took my heart out, ripped it out. Especially
Mm-hmm.
you work so hard to get to a certain point, and you're almost there, and then you don't get it. It's like, dang, I gotta start over. Not even start over, but like the process in which you gotta go through, which is auditions, hundreds of no's. Finally get that yes, and when you get that yes, it's like, ooh, there may be other layers to get in the next yes, the next yes. You know what I mean? Because then you have these things where you got producer sessions, you got chemistry reads, you're up against one other person, and then you could be right there, and then you don't get it. You got to pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like a build up, build up, build up. Because you see people where you're like, dang, I haven't seen that actor in a minute. Yeah, because they're probably still trying to hustle and get their next gig.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for me, I would advise any and everybody to make sure that this is not their bread and butter because it's not always gonna pay the bills because it's not as consistent until you make it. When I say make it, I mean like you are like an A-list actor and you can live off of this where they're just giving you scripts. You don't even have to audition. Denzel don't audition. He just gets scripts. It's like, oh my God, please read my script, read my script.
Right. I have the perfect role for you.
Right.
So now he's at a place where he just like, nah, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. But you gotta really,
Build
show.
your resume.
Yeah, you gotta build
Hmm.
it. But at the right now, it is a marathon for real. And
Mm-hmm.
ooh, you have to be able to take rejection. And if you
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah.
this ain't it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
perfect advice. And
yeah,
even with what you're sharing, what you're saying, you got to make sure you have your bread and butter until you get to the top to be able to survive for real off of it. I'm thinking about Taraji. Like everybody know Mama Taraji, and she still has her own hairline and different things that she's doing on the side to hustle. So Beyonce, everybody, they have their different hands in different pots so that they can make sure they can stay afloat. So it's real. It's definitely real. But yeah, I do. I'm one of those persons that's like, oh dang, they must have been chilling on the side. But yeah, it's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah. It's no joke. It's real when they say like the industry can make you or break you. Like literally. But mentally, physically, like it takes a toll on you. And you
Hmm.
have to be prepared for that. You truly have to be prepared for that. And make sure you're looking out for yourself. Love yourself, look out for yourself because they will some people in the industry will chew you up and then like
bitch,
Eat
spit
you
you
alive.
out. Chew you
don't.
and spit you out.
Yes, yes. A lot of
That's
people start second guessing themselves as people. You was just seeing it all. That the whole Hollywood
yeah,
story of things that happen, which are true. It's a lot of it is true. So you
Yeah.
really have to have a solid foundation and have faith too. You got to
yeah.
be grounded in your faith and your spirituality and knowing that who you serve. Okay,
Come on.
because baby,
Amen.
without I don't know, literally, because it's tough days, a lot of tough days.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
So, are there any projects or things that people should be looking out for that you have coming up?
Yeah.
We'll see if you have
Or
some for us.
I'm just gonna be watching something. She gonna pop up.
Like I was watching Insecure or commercials too. I think I saw a commercial with Shawana.
Yeah, I had the Verizon commercial was the one.
Yes.
Whoa, that was my first national. Loved it. And then Zell. Zell was my second big one, national commercial. Just say, just keep a lookout. Much information, just
stay tuned. You may see you're probably 9 times out of 10 you're gonna see me on the screen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just keep a lookout. Some things are cooking up.
Growing up.
Keep cooking. Period.
Things are cooking up.
Yes.
I love that. Keep cooking, baby. Keep cooking.
And I love it too. I'm so appreciative of you taking time to sit with us and share, not just with me and Moni, but our listeners as well. Some people may be aspiring to be actors or just want to know your business and mind your business like I'm trying to mind your business. So we really, really, really appreciate it so much. And Moni, do you have any other questions before we let
Actually,
Shawana go?
I don't. I'm appreciative as well, and giving us a little bit of that tidbit behind the scenes of what it's really like. I do want to add though,
BTS.
don't sleep on background work. Don't sleep on background work.
Oh,
It's good for networking. Do
yes.
not sleep
Mm,
on background work. I've met a lot of people doing background work. Okay, don't sleep on it. I do want to add that tidbit. Don't sleep.
Like, and I mean, it's work. At the end of the day, it's still work. And I know people have their own feelings towards background work, but it's also very humbling. It will ground you, bring you back to reality,
Hmm.
where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. Treat everybody the same just because, it's just definitely something that people should not sleep on. Plus, you get experience to be on
Yep.
set, and you know what I mean?
yeah.
You're able to still be on set. Like, I do stand in sometimes. So there's stand in is also considered background, except you're standing in for a character who has lines. So like for me, I had a stand in, meaning whenever I'm getting ready or in makeup or whatever, there's someone standing in as they're doing lighting so they can get a visual and set you up, right? So people who have lines have stand-ins. Anyways, so as an actor, I also do stand-in sometime because it's work and my bills
Mm-hmm.
have to pay.
Mm,
And I like to be on set. So
yeah.
being doing stand-in, absolutely, it's not above me at all.
Hmm.
I love that.
So
Oh,
Yes, come on. Booked and busy made time for love loud on the truth carpet.
yes.
yeah,
Booked, busy, and an entrepreneur. We learned so much about
Right.
Shawana today.
I'm so happy y'all invited me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, for people who are not following you already, do you want to share your like where they can find you? Are you on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you want the people to know?
Yes, you can follow me on Shawana's World on Instagram, Shawana's World on TikTok. I'm not as active on my social media because it's very distracting for me, even though I know it's really
Mm-hmm.
good business. But sometimes I just have to kind of reel myself back in and focus on what I got to do. Plus, I do so much, I manage a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I do take my breaks, but you can find me on those platforms. Yep. So Shawana's World. And then obviously to see my work, IMDb.
Beautiful. Yes, thank you. Y'all, we know we're gonna put that in the description. All that you need so y'all could follow. Period.
Yes.
But thank you so much for coming on. Truly, truly a pleasure. Truly a pleasure. Can't wait to see you on
Yes.
the screen when I'm clicking. I'm like, there she go again. I can't
Yep.
wait.
Exactly. Yep. Whether on a screen or on a promenade, I look forward to seeing you so,
Right.
so soon and continue doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. Sending so much love.
Thank you. I appreciate it and continue doing what y'all are doing. Please. I
Thank
love
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Like you said, it's a marathon.
it.
Right.
You know it. You know it.
It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. Oh my gosh, I feel like I
Yeah.
sang that through my nose. Like
Yeah.
these allergies,
Yeah.
spring is springing for real.
Bringing.
Like the pollen, I'm not with it. It's killing me. Like eyes, nose, ears. For the first time ever, I've had sinus pressure in my ears so bad that it was painful. Like I usually get a
That's
sinus pressure
horrible.
headache. I had it in my ears. Like imagine you trying to
I don't
your
want to
ears are
imagine.
full of your ears are full of air and you're like when you're in an airplane you're trying to pop it and you can't pop it and it just keeps filling up. It was the oh my gosh, it was the worst. I said, "Yo, New York, y'all out, the pollen out here is different. Y'all really messing up my senses.
That sounds miserable.
It
But
was. It was very miserable.
on a brighter segment, we want to say thank you to Shawana for sitting with us on this podcast episode. She's so great, talented. Thank you for sharing your time with us because we know that you booked
Yes.
and busy, girl. So
Period.
yeah,
Right. Making the
booked and
time,
busy.
okay? Love when
Yes,
people make the time to talk to us and have a little chit chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Love you, girl. Thank you so much.
yes.
All right, y'all. Make sure that y'all are following us on these socials. Okay. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast
The
on
facial
the
expression.
YouTube. Shout out to those that have followed recently. Our followers have been going up a little bit. Follow us on the IG at Love Loud LLC, LOVELOUDDLLC. You know, give us a little shout out, a little love. Subscribe. Say hey.
Oh my God. And while you're saying hey, you can leave a review on any of those platforms to let us know what you think of our podcast. If you want to respond to any questions that we threw at you during this podcast episode, or if you want to just say hello, you can do that too. But speaking of shouting out to, shout out to our moms
Yeah.
and oh my God, our friends that just became moms and
Yes.
our
Oh my
friends that are
gosh.
gonna be moms. Oh my
Oh my
God, it's so many people
gosh.
pregnant this year. Who's next? Go, go, go,
Dang.
go,
My cousin just
go.
had a baby too. Oh my God. Their
My
first
cousin just had
Mother's
a baby
Day.
too. Yes, our first Mother's Day too.
Shout out to all the mothers.
Yes, but Mother's Day is coming up soon, so if you haven't gone shopping, you can do some events. Like in New York, they have that tea truck that goes along. You can have tea
Yeah, that's
brunch
cute.
with your mom. In Jersey City, they have this place where you can make your own leather things. So you can make a purse, you can make a wallet, you can do some fun things with your mom. There's Broadway, Tiffany's if you want to spend some money, or there is Pandora. You if your mom likes accessories, things like that, get it in, y'all. You got a week, I think,
Right.
to buy
Mom, I
something.
got you. Mom, I got you in July when I see you in person. I got you a little something, something. I actually got you a few things. So wait till July.
Mom, I got you when you come back from your trip. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm gonna think of something. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to the
Yes,
mothers
happy
out
Mother's
there.
Day. And y'all, our website is still live. LOVELOUDD.com. Go ahead. Go to the website. Go ahead and read our old blog. Go ahead and go shopping. Get you a t-shirt or a poetry book or a mug. You know, the shop is open. Okay? Go ahead. Support us. Shoot, we still got
Mm-hmm.
a note to self journal. That's still there too. Come on now. But yes, while the website is still live, go ahead, check it out, show us some love because we appreciate y'all. We really, really do. Tuning in, supporting us, whether that's on commenting on YouTube, commenting on IG, going to the website, you know, getting us some traffic. We appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. And while you're on a website, you can also buy the best tea mug. And if you don't like tea or coffee, you can put some whiskey in there because
You could.
Cinco de Mayo is coming up in 2 days if you're listening to us on today. So as you can, and if, even if Cinco de Mayo passed because you're just catching up to our episodes, you can still put whatever beverage you like. But I am going to be putting some Sir Davis in my cup because Mommy and I are getting ready to go see the Queen in a
Yes.
couple
Oh my
weeks.
gosh, yo,
I
May is
cannot
here.
wait. Mm.
It is May. Oh my gosh. Wow. May is here. That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like it was just
No,
March. It's wow. April went by fast as hell. Oh my gosh. April went by fast. Woo!
she
Oh
did.
man.
She did. But we're here and the Queen is coming. So get your cowgirl boots. I'm not wearing boots. I wore them
I'm not
last year. My
either.
feet was hurting. Girl, it was so hard to walk out the concert after I wanted to stay at MetLife. My feet was so, and I'm thinking, okay, this is a little hill. No, that little hill. So if you got your cowgirl boots, you might want to second think that because, whoo, baby,
Yeah, I
and
know
you
for
don't.
sure. I'm wearing sneakers. I love a good sneaker. I'm always comfortable in my sneakers. That's what I'll be rocking.
I
Sneakers
don't
and my
even
little
care
cowgirl hat.
if I wear sweats at this point. I gotta be comfortable.
It's gonna be hot, girl.
I know
You put me
they
wearing your
got
Levi's.
they got sweats with shorts.
Sweat shorts. Girl,
You know I'm
wear
not
your
gonna wear
Levi's.
that. Girl, you know I'm not wearing that. Just saying that. I'm just saying that I want to be comfortable. It's comfort over cuteness at this age. I'm not wearing my rhinestone boots. My rhinestone boots are gonna stay there. I'm gonna be wearing them around the apartment like I did after I had that surgery in December. But anyway, y'all, we gotta eat real quick.
Right.
So y'all make sure y'all get something to eat too. Don't go throughout the day without nourishing your body, drinking
Yes.
some water, hydrate, do all that
Yes,
stuff.
hydrate.
Stay blessed. And while you at that, stay blessed.
Stay proud.
And we'll be back in your ears in
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
Uno, dos. Undo.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Oh my God.
Bye.